Oh, we are 1 week away. Preseason is in full effect. Knicks look great. We took over in Abu Dhabi, handled Philadelphia in the 2 preseason games there, getting a big chunk of what we're expecting to see for the season this year. Also having a lot of fun against the Timberwolves in our first game in the Garden, seeing guys play their first time in a New York Knicks uniform in Madison Square Garden. So yeah, the Knicks look good in the preseason. Take that for what you will. It's been fun watching preseason, and we have the game against the Wizards, but I'm actually recording this as the game starts, so I don't know whether we win or lose.
I don't care.
But we have big things to talk about, like Mike Brown has made it clear that there is no play calling in the preseason thus far, as we are 3-0. At least he admits it. Speaking of no play calling, Jalen Brunson still trying to figure out this offense. Ball is not in his hand as often. Is he a fan of it? Let's hear from JB. And last but not least, ESPN made their predictions for what the Eastern Conference standing is going to be. And you are either going to be surprised or not so surprised by where they put the New York Knicks. Let's have some fun today. Run the intro. What's going on, CK Crew? It's your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you follow me over on Twitch and on my social medias. We're getting ourselves live and in effect for the season. It feels so good to say that Knicks basketball is back in a week. It also feels good to watch this version of the New York Knicks. I have been watching from afar, enjoying these games. And the biggest thing I've enjoyed so far about the preseason play has just been how free and how fluid our offense has looked. And the craziest part about that, I mean, we knew that Mike Brown was going to implement speed and the the high octane offense, spacing and ball movement. I didn't think it was going to play such a big factor and be so productive this quickly. Mind you, there's still things that need to be addressed and fixed, but it is preseason. That's the point of this, and that's the point of the beginning part of the season. But for the most part, this team has shown that they are ready. We look good. I know that we played against some, mediocre Philadelphia teams, and I feel like we had a good test against a Minnesota Timberwolves team that is probably in the same spot as us in the Western Conference as far as being contender-esque. So, again, preseason, so take it how you want to take it. But starters for starters, bench versus bench. With the Knicks playing as fast as they've played, it looks seamless. And I am a fan. I've asked for this for so long, and I'm so glad to see that the Knicks are working it in seamlessly, and we're getting a good result from it so far in the preseason. And the craziest thing is that with how fluid the offense looks with the ball movement and the quick shots, it's crazy how this team looks like they're running an actual offense, like with plays and whatnot. But Mike Brown made it clear that there have been not one play called at all in this preseason, which is crazy to me. Not for the fact that they're not calling plays. I don't care about that. We have been through years of the Knicks having lack of plays being called. So-and-so running the team just didn't admit it. Mike Brown has made it real clear that he wants this team to figure out how to play with more ball movement, how to play within pace, how to play in the break, how to get to the corners, how to get the extra pass. He wants the New York Knicks to figure out the basics of basketball first before we talk about running any kind of plays, and I absolutely love it.
I want to get to a point where we can play conceptually and everybody's on the same page. And what I mean by that is, our staples are really important for us, starting with pace, spacing, paint touches, quick decisions, ball reversals. Those things are extremely important with us. Now you take it a step further, and in our early offense, we have what we call our automatics. And our automatics are basically reads, if the ball goes this way and the body goes that way, then that tells the next player, you got to go this way or that way. And so to play conceptually without calls, in my opinion, is to your advantage because the defense doesn't know what's coming. You have a couple of different options you can do every time the ball moves or somebody else moves, and it's your choice. And if you're doing it with pace, with the floor space very well, we become hard to guard. So implementing that's going to take a little bit of time.
But not everybody's taking to the new offense, guns a-blazing. I mean, I feel like Mikal Bridges has looked phenomenal in this new offense. I feel like Deuce McBride is going to thrive in the second unit with this offense. Mitchell Robinson finding himself some opportunities to score in this. I feel like a lot of these guys are going to figure it out. But Jalen Brunson, our captain, our number one, seems to be taking to the offense a little bit slower than others. Now, mind you, Jalen Brunson, we know, is accustomed to being the ball dominant guy. That is what he has done since donning a New York Knicks uniform. And admittedly to him, it is different for him, and he is still getting used to the offense. Not saying he doesn't like it, but he is still trying to adjust and get used to this offense, because in this offense, the ball is not going to be in his hands the majority of, sorry, that's not true. It will be in his hands the majority of the time, but the ball will not be in his hands 100% of the time. Mike Brown made it clear that he wants to make Jalen Brunson's job easier. He wants to be able to get him easier shots to take, along with the clutch shots that we will get down the stretch. So it makes sense in the long run. And again, Jalen Brunson is not upset with it. It's just taking a little bit more time for him to get used to. This is what Jalen Brunson had to say about the offense more recently.
Everything's new. So, attention to details is going to be key for us to be better, faster. And so all the little things that we pick up and we learn, we can't just skip over that. And we really got to understand that those little things can make a big difference. So for us, that's the most important thing.
And for those who are worried, like, you know, is this going to stunt Jalen Brunson? Is he all of a sudden not going to be the guy that we remember, this, that, and the third? I don't think we have to have that worry. I feel like Jalen Brunson's still going to be Jalen Brunson. He's still going to get his offense. We know who our go-to guy is in the clutch. And Mike Brown admittedly also said that he really feels like he hasn't even needed to unleash Jalen Brunson, or let him go, in his words. And he had this to say about the new offense and how Jalen Brunson has been figuring it out.
You know, we've kind of, I don't know, we've restricted our guys to doing certain things. Again, we played the entire game out of our read and react early offense. You know, I haven't really let Jalen go yet, but he is, because he's trying to do what we're asking him to do, so everybody's on the same page and growing together. But he definitely is getting a feel for it and finding where he could pick his spots, you know. And now our guys just have to get to a point where they understand we want to play fast. And when you play fast, it's a little bit different shot.
With the ball movement, the ball will end up back in his hands. At the end of the day, when it's time to get the buckets we need, we know where the ball is going to end up. I'm not worried about it. This right here just makes the job easier, not just for Brunson, but for the New York Knicks as an offensive whole. And it also makes things more difficult for the other team defensively. This offense, this style, this high octane, this extra pass, this, you know, this light version of what the San Antonio Spurs used to do back in the day. This is going to be beneficial for so many players. That is going to make things easier for JB. And like he said, he's figuring it out. It's just taking him some time, and it makes sense. But is that something that has you worried? Are you worried that Jalen Brunson doesn't quite have the offense down in game 4, about to be game 5 of the preseason? Or are you not too concerned like I am? Let me know your thoughts about JB and the offense in the comments below. But with all that being talked about, now the real conversation right now already, as it always is around this time, is who is going to be the best in the NBA, as we have our early season predictions for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. But we're going to circle around our Eastern Conference because the New York Knicks, who are being crowned the champion already by a lot of these people trying to set the Knicks up for failure because of the quote-unquote easy Eastern Conference, because of the injuries, you know what I'm saying? Everybody already believes that the Knicks have damn near won the championship already. I'm not a fan of that, though I do believe this is our year. I don't like that everyone's trying to mail it in, because to me, I see it from a standpoint where I feel like they're trying to set us up, because if something bad happens, then they're gonna be like, oh, the Knicks blew it. Anyways, that's not what we're here about. Let's talk about the early predictions. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. ESPN already dropped their early predictions for what they think the Eastern Conference is going to look like, barring all the injuries that have happened. You know, Jason Tatum on the men, Tyrese Halliburton on the men, other players that I have not mentioned on the men. The New York Knicks, though, according to ESPN, they have them at 3rd in the Eastern Conference. Yes, even with everything we know, a completely healthy team, already well put together with the run that they had, ESPN put them at 3rd in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland Cavaliers at 1, Magic at 2, around 47 to 48 wins this season in the 3rd seed for the Eastern Conference. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't care about these.
You think I care? I don't care.
But all honesty, though, I like the Cleveland pick ahead of the Knicks. I do. Healthy, that team we know is a regular season merchant. They love winning in the regular season. That is just their MO. Now, the real concern with them is health. They got my guy Lonzo Ball, which I feel like is going to be a huge pickup for them long term, but we don't know what his health is going to look like throughout the entirety of the season. Darius Garland starting the season off injured. I don't even know if Garland's going to be on the roster, but that's a conversation for another day. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts, but with the Cavaliers healthy and put together at some point in the season, I could see them being the #1 outside of the New York Knicks. And we know that everyone loves the Orlando Magic. When the Orlando Magic work, they work, especially in October, November, December. Every year in the NBA, the Orlando Magic are balling out. So I get those choices and putting the New York Knicks at 3rd. Is that where I think we're ultimately going to end up? I don't know. I personally, I believe it's going to be Cleveland 1, Knicks 2, and it could very possibly be Knicks 1, Cleveland 2. I think it's going to be interchangeable there. Anything can happen in the NBA, but there are people that were not happy with this prediction. Are you one of those people? And if you are, I tell you this, don't let ESPN control your emotions. Like I said, I like the little ounce of doubt towards my basketball team. It just feels like the regular season is actually here. Too much of these people on ESPN believing in us. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins. Outside of him, there's too many people all of a sudden trying to jump on the bandwagon. I don't like it. But that's it for me, man. We are still on preseason coverage right now. I know I did not talk about the Giannis stuff. My apologies, not really, because it's a bunch of smoke screens. We'll talk about Giannis going forward in the future if there's something to talk about. Right now, I'm focused on my New York Knicks. That start next week, but we're still in preseason action. Again, congratulations to our New York Knicks, or damn it to my New York Knicks. Editing CK, I don't know. I'm recording this right before we play the game. I'm about to watch it right now. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like this video. And I appreciate you guys on the constant support whenever there's uploads here. I promise you guys, I'm working on being more consistent. I promise. I keep saying it, so I'm going to show it. All right, man. See you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.